Greetings and welcome back.
And it's actually welcome back this time. So, when last we left off, we just decided that we needed to actually get our shit working. So, here we are again. We're in the same spot that we left off. There was a bit of a delay because I had to restart my computer twice. The first time I did, Spotify caused some weird problems. And anyway, we are ready to get completely locked up. The computer's still doing its actual startup stuff, so I expect there to be a little bit of lag for a minute or two. Hopefully that'll get resolved quickly. I'm gonna queue into a dungeon, because what's a little bit of lag as a tank? No big deal, right? I think that I'm live. Yes, okay. So let's see, we have to get patches of goat hair. And the way to do that is to kill these goats. So the other thing that I'm not sure about is I'm actually not sure whether I'm not sure whether this Fellblade ability is more worthwhile than a shear in terms of use of a global. The Fellblade is great for the charge effect, but I do have concerns about the fact that shear can give me one of my primary resources, which is the little gizmos and these soul fragment things, and I can't get those off of the other one. So I do have concerns about that. The one thing is that I actually can't play World of Warcraft one-handed because of the fact that everything is tied to my left hand. Like, someone who's a clicker can play, and I guess I should probably explain what I mean by that. There's a term that people use for people who actually click their hotkeys one by one, and it's called clicker, and they're not very well thought of because it's extremely slow and inefficient, and you're basically screwing yourself over trying to do it that way.
It's too far away.
But I'm not going to use any of my cooldowns for this because we are out. We are hella outie, yo. Actually, give me a second. This is not the best time for this. Ooh. That's not good. Okay, so apparently tabbing out is dangerous. I don't know what's going on. That's not good at all. Did I just crash?
My father's ancient lair. There is still power within his works that should not be disturbed.
Whoa! Okay, so that's the thing that happened. And we fell down a pit. Invalid target? What? Why am I getting invalid target from this guy? The hell? That's very strange. That's really weird. That's a very strange bug. I mean, I assume it's a bug. They have to be targetable by abilities, right? It's like the enemies are being treated as friendly or something? That's a weird ass. I hope this doesn't stick around. I don't know what's... This is very strange. Well... I don't know what to do about this. On the plus side, it's trivially easy to hold aggro these days. Because... Can I... Okay, my right clicks are doing damage. Because I can't use any ability. What is this? Why is Microsoft Feedback open? What the hell is that, and why was it running? Windows 10, man. Okay, so that is a really weird bug. Okay, so... Okay, so I can't...
These Trogbar have been tapping into abilities they should not possess. No doubt it has something to do with the latent power still lingering within these rocks.
Navarok, betrayer. You would lead these intruders against us.
Darkrul cannot control the hammer, Ularok. He will destroy High Mountain, not conquer it.
Either way, I will enjoy every moment of it. Rockmora, crush them.
So, can I target you? Yes! Okay, I don't know what he's using. I don't know what this means. Okay, that hurt. So he does that in an AoE cone in front of him. I'm not sure if he'll change the cone to follow the main tank or not. So he's using Shatter again. Oh shit, there's a lot. Okay, so... Okay, yeah, he does turn for that. So I have to just point him away from everyone who does that. This is a cool fight. I like it. So when he uses that move, I should probably. He doesn't seem to hit very hard with it. I'm sure that they hit harder on, like, higher difficulty settings. On the, heroic and stuff. I think that in this one they're adding in sort of like a Diablo-style mechanic where...
We're coming now. I hope our allies can keep their main forces occupied
Oh my...
long enough.
Oh my god, really?
Quickly,
Oh my god, it's the Hobbit.
hold them here and join you downriver. No, I won't be doing that. I will find my own path and rejoin you on the other side. The Underking uses slaves to dig at the bones of my father? He does not know the powers he meant. Where are you hiding your food, maggot?
Please, you've already taken all the food we have.
Search everywhere. These peasants have been hiding rations from the army. If you're not fighting, you're not eating.
So we can skip that pack. I don't think we can skip this one. I'm just gonna walk out. Yeah. Should go reasonably simply. So yeah, you can skip a huge portion of the dungeon, it looks like. A lot of the packs. Yeah, over time, like, as you play these kinds of classes, you just get better at managing your resources. He's got far away.
It's too far away.
I did not have a clear path to that at all. But we can pretend. I do need to put on the target. You know, I'll worry about that later. Okay, so there's a knockback mechanic that I need to worry about. I couldn't see the actual druid. Alright, well, that's fine. Let's move on out and kill all who oppose. Okay, so... I'm just gonna go... This. Alright, well, we're in fine shape now. And he's dead. Okay, so do we just walk across? I guess we just walk across the center. think it will. I'm gonna go ahead and root these guys. Adding a huge amount to the conversation. Yeah. You know, I'm liking it. Whee! So, do we need to kill these guys, or...?
Pay attention, Navarag. I want you to see your heroes die.
Okay, so we don't need to clear all the path, or all the trash. Alright, well, this is... not that interesting. I do wish that, like, the mechanics for, like, dungeons and stuff while you're leveling dealt a bit more damage so that you actually felt like you had to think about them. It's very easy in this game to... Are we seriously... What the... Okay. That is fucking hilarious. He plays a shell game. That's awesome. Go ahead and flop this on him. Not want your positioning to get too far out of alignment. There we go. It's a petrifying totem over there, so let's just not stand anywhere near it. Alright. And I just do my interrupt like a noob. Okay. That was weird. Okay, so I might be able to walk over here. We'll find out. Mm-hmm. Yes, I can. What the hell? Oh, cool! Snail racing. And it seems that it's just the three of us now because one of our party members is apparently AFK.
If they complete this summon, Our passage to Darkwood will be blocked. Keep calm. Neuraxis will feast on your foes.
So the other thing that I need to consider is I'm trying to. Oh shit! It burrowed all the way back there. This is probably a bad idea. I'm not actually sure whether I should be going in there or not.
I need a target.
Yeah. Ooze. Icky. So, anyway, the thing is that, realistically speaking, you want to do as much damage as possible, and I'm actually wasting a pretty decent amount of energy on using my demon spikes when there's really not much reason to. But the key here is that if I don't use it at all, then I'm not going to get used to using it, and I'm not going to be comfortable using it. So, while I'm not doing the maximum DPS I could be doing, I'm not training myself into bad habits either. Or rather, I am, but I'm training myself into as few bad habits as I can manage. So, these guys are... That reduces the amount of damage you take from AoEs, so... I should be using that anytime there's an AoE effect to I thought it... No, it doesn't. Okay, I thought it reduces AoE damage, but So, whoa! Dug myself a little deep there. Drogbar lead down. Why can't I had an opportunity to grab that guy and I didn't. So those ads from the stands need to be killed, because otherwise the boss will defeat them. Oh, okay, so... I'm a little concerned about this. And he's eating me! You know what? Oh, and I can't use that, so... I need to remember to hit him with my thing in advance. I need to hit him with my debuff before he actually uses that. I'm pretty low on HP, actually. Oh my god!
I am sorry, heroes. It appears the treasure you seek will be found on the other end of this beast.
The Tauren believed you were prophesized to seize my hammer! Pathetic. Let them come. Witness the fate of those who stand against one worthy of wielding the power of a titan!
Here, okay. So, are these guys the Proto-Tauren? Oh, okay, so this guy... That guy basically will chase a single target, and he has a fixate mechanic, so he'll just charge one person and try to kill them, and ignore everyone else. Are you gonna, like, do something useful, or are you just gonna, like, pretend that you're special and have... just, like, ignore... That's a good... I saw two of those bound effects. I'm like, that doesn't look good. That does not look healthy. Okay, so we can probably just... Ooh, this looks like the Lair of Ragnaros, actually.
I am sorry, heroes. I must leave you now.
What?
Yet know this. I have witnessed your deeds with pride, and I am sure you will not fail High Mountain in this final hour.
Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, heroes, but now that I have done nothing, I'm going to continue to do nothing. Need to pay attention to the sky. So this guy used his bound effect, and I wasn't paying attention. He just got it off. I could have easily interrupted it. I didn't actually see him cast it, but I know he did because he got me with it. So I don't know if we need to pull the ads first, but we don't need to pull the ads first because I'm pulling.
I will break this world asunder before I let you take my hammer.
Well, you know, sometimes you don't. Ooh, nice. That's a cool mechanic. Yikes! No! Bad dog. Stop knocking me back. And that's one of the great things about Charge, Heroic Leap, all the... This is bad. This is terrible. Is that you can counteract knockback moves and make it so that the boss doesn't have the ability to move you too far. You also need to pay attention to where you are because you don't want to... Shit! Damn it. You know, I might have been able... Whoa. Eh. Whatever. I just popped my cooldowns, because why not? Ha! That was great! I charged straight into the knockback.
The hammer never chose
Ooh,
you,
Pebble of
Dark
the
Lord.
Ages.
It seeks a wielder who possesses true strength, and you were found lacking.
Increases damage.
It's done, heroes. With Darkroot
What's
dead
Aura
and the
Pain?
hammer reclaimed,
Huh.
the Drogbar are broken. Now begins the long task of reuniting our tribes. But balance has returned to High Mountain.
So is that
The
this one?
power of the Mad King
Okay,
Dargroll
I think
is
I'm gonna do
broken,
this.
and High Mountain has you to thank, heroes. Now,
Predominantly
there are
because
other family
increasing your
matters
item
that require
level,
my
I think,
attention.
is a
Farewell.
really big deal.
I hope when next we meet, it is under more peaceful circumstances.
When you get an increase to item level, it increases basically all of your stats. And I think that's more important than the actual mechanics of the thing. Oh, Guild Finder. I didn't realize that was a thing. Okay, so let's click on this. Oops. That's weird. This was untagged for some reason. Huh. I wonder why that's doing that. Anyway, we can now move on, get some kills in over here. Mission complete! So let's take a look at our talents. I think I should swap Fellblade for Flame Crash, honestly. Because... yeah, I think I'm going to. I need to get to rest area first. You know, Fellblade is fine, and I am using it in my rotation, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's as impactful as it necessarily should be. If I can use Infernal Strike to apply the Sigil of Flame effect, then I never have to actually use Sigil of Flame, and I can use it completely just willy-nilly to grab ads and stuff. So, I don't know. If it had a longer range, even if it had maybe 25-yard range, I'd say definitely go Fellblade. But I don't have the response time necessary to counteract a what's the word? counteract a knockback with Fellblade. It's just, and I'd have to not use it in my rotation because it's meant to be like a primary ability used in your rotation. So I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. I'd much rather have something else. This is a really good ability. This fracture thing. It does a lot of damage. Soul Rending is actually really good. I don't use Metamorphosis much because I forget that I have it, and because I very rarely get into positions where I would need to use it. That's one of the reasons that, you know, it's important to use things when you should need to use it, regardless of whether you actually do when you're trying to learn to play a class. Because if you play completely aggressively, you're just never going to learn how to do the more difficult content because you're just playing. You play totally differently. And then once you've actually learned how to play, you know, as if the content was difficult, you can then say, okay, let's optimize for easier content now, which is what Ash does when he's, you know, playing in weaker content. So what we're going to be doing is me and Ash are going to probably, starting around the 10th, I'm going to be, well, I guess it's starting around the 9th for you guys, but starting around the 9th, I will be doing my my leveling for the Demon Hunter itself, because the character that I'm intending to use. And once I've started that leveling process, I will need to get some item levels and stuff like that. So we'll be doing a lot of dungeons and stuff before Legion even comes out. I'll start learning the mechanics of the class. Ash might get a chance to do DPS if he feels like it. If he doesn't feel like it, then I'll probably just do DPS. I might even stay in tank form and do DPS and tank spec, because Ash won't complain about that at all. Let's see. Ash is actually pretty easygoing, so he probably wouldn't complain much. Let's see. What would actually be great... Wow, nice. That's a pretty long glide. Where are you? Guess they're underneath this. Whee! Oh, I guess I'm supposed to queue again, huh? Actually, I'm gonna queue for a just a random battleground, and we'll see how it goes. I shouldn't have done that. I don't actually know whether that's gonna cause problems for me, so I'm gonna queue as a tank. Whee! Dances with Raven Bears. Okay, I guess I should probably mount up. I just really like the glide mechanic. I don't like mounting up because... Wow, there's 2 copies of him. So we've got a ritual to perform here. Ka? So what's he doing now? Okay. Okay. Oh, nice. Chris Farley dance. Hi, Nithog. Obviously based off of the I think it's the world-eating serpent. I don't remember how it's pronounced. Well, that sucked for them. So they got eliminated. Insta-gibbed. Poor bastards. It's probably a good idea to get out of here before he goes back. So the other thing is that I was talking to Ash about like gear and item levels and stuff, and apparently the stuff that I'm getting now is about on par with what he's wearing. So you can go for a pretty decent amount of time into the expansion using just like raiding gear and stuff like that. So, because getting it all the way to 104 is pretty decent, honestly, for the old gear. And it might be better itemized too. Or it could be worse itemized. The interesting thing is I have no idea how to itemize a Demon Hunter, honestly. What does my... Let's see. What does my mastery do? So So my mastery, that's a really weird... I don't know why it says also increases your attack power by 25%. Is that an actual effect of my mastery, or is that just once I obtain... Oh shit! Okay, that was close. Like, I pressed spacebar, why am I not gliding? Hi. Whee. Unfortunately, the random battleground doesn't seem to be queuing, which is unfortunate. I could try an arena skirmish. Or Ashran.
Probably dragon food by now.
Don't be so sure. Oh,
Whatever.
Hey there, friend.
And I don't know if they were talking about me. Ooh! We clearly need to get a magical sprouting beet.
Just don't ask where these came from. Pleasure doing business with ya.
Keep talking, pal. Watch your back.
So funny. Okay, so we're actually almost level 105, so we're moving at a reasonable pace. Me and Ash are going to be moving at a much faster pace than I'm running right now. Obviously, like when you're playing with Ash, you tend to move faster. Things tend to die quicker, and you know, he keeps a fire on your butt. And I take... Oh, damn it, I was strafing. So as you can see, I'm still strafing in the air, which is why I have to move my camera at a weird angle. That is a really, really cool looking critter. Nope. You know, I just realized that I'm a blood elf and I completely forgot about it. I have another interrupt that I haven't been using at all. Whoa, jeez. Okay, let's get out of those.
I can't attack that target.
Okay. So what happens? He did in fact skin it. One of the things that I'm curious about is the way that they've handled skinning, because you can have multiple people tagging the same critter now. And I don't know how that impacts skinning. Like, can you only skin it if everybody who's tagged the thing loots it? Because that would get really annoying and frustrating if you were playing around people like me. Hey! I only have 5 slots in my inventory! We're getting there. Proper Arctole inventory management.
I'll get the job done.
We are getting there slowly. Alright, well, do we have... I think we should have something that increases my... There we go. Like Ash would kill me. He wouldn't. He's so used to my complete nonsense when it comes to my inventory that he just silently accepts it at this point. Do I have... I think I actually have the white point for that, but this is much cooler. So we're just gonna float across the bay. Ooh, what are those? No, just statues. And this is why Demon Hunters are awesome, is that you can just do stuff like this. And an engineer could probably do this, but who wants to be an engineer with a glider when you can just float on your own wings, under your own power? The power of gravity. So up here we need to get
cannot hide from justice.
ribs of something. Ah, okay. So we just need the ribs from these thingamabobbers. And one of the reasons that I'm leveling so slow right now is that I'm actually in a zone where I've completed the content for the most part. So let's... These guys really are not doing very much damage. I'm not sure why, actually. I would have expected a lot more damage to come out of this wall. But they're pretty much not doing anything at all. I haven't really been healing myself very much. Yeah, this is just an easy pull. These Highlandettes have a lot of HP, but are they don't deal very much damage. I actually am curious what the difference is between like tanks and DPS now in terms of damage done, because the balance there fluctuates substantially depending on the expansion. And to an extent the patch, but it's mostly based on the expansion. So, like, for a lot of expansions, tanks are doing something like 80% of the damage of an actual DPS. But then for other expansions, they're doing very little damage compared to the DPS, so it all just fluctuates continuously. Killing the Highlander. Stomped on. That's nice. Good. There we go. Really? I didn't get any at all.
I need to get closer.
Sucks. So this is an interesting one. They actually have different, like, appearances. They both have the same name. I wonder if some of them have different abilities. It has a thing on its back. I wonder if that thing on its back is used for a different class.
Can't attack that.
There we go. So we got two there. Okay. I can't. God damn it. Sometimes it's just very sad. This Sigil of Flame has a 30-second cooldown, which is an eternity. So I think I am going to stop using that just randomly in combat. Honestly, I don't think it's something that I should be adding into my rotation regularly. I'm not sure whether I should add Infernal Strike into my rotation, but honestly I'm thinking no. I think that it doesn't save me time because Infernal Strike is something that I can use for mobility in between fights, and I think that it'll be more valuable to me for that purpose. This is this fight where you might as well. I'm getting attacked from behind. What's that? So we got multiple enraged ones. And we'll just slowly whittle through. But it looks like PvP might not be in the cards. I thought that would be kind of a fun thing to do, but it might not be available, so we'll just queue up for one more dungeon. I think I'm going to do one more dungeon, then call it from there. So this is just, you know, the kind of stuff that I've been doing for the last couple of weeks. I've been kind of just tinkering around. I've you know, been doing some writing and stuff like that. Oh, hi, friend. Did he say for the Alliance? Why is he being rock bottom? Ow. Okay, so my life is hard. So, I guess I'm not going to pull that other one over there. We'll just live with it. Oh, that guy probably said for the Alliance. There we go. Gotcha. So we'll just grab these guys into a nice ball. Ow. And slowly whittle them down. I'm not doing as much damage as I'd like, honestly. My deeps are a bit lacking. Whoopsies. Okay, well, clearly I need to start paying more attention to my actual damage taken. Go slow. I need to get faster at that kind of stuff. I'm not hitting the ground, which is important, but I am giving enough time that the enemy is actually moving, which I don't want. I'm trying to just skip this line. There we go. Did I show them all? So he's level 110. Why is he red? Oh, he has Bestial Wrath activated. Oh, okay. So Hemet Nezingwary is what killed that boss, I think. That would be my guess. So have we been here before? Yes, I believe this is the one that we did earlier. So. Wee zoop. Okay, so we're going to make an attempt to actually run this dungeon properly.
closer.
So these are assigned to each other. Oh, disoriented. That's bad. That's very bad. What did I just do? Whoops. That's the wrong ability. I got caught between two different things that I wanted to do, and then I ended up doing something entirely different than both.
Those who challenge me only speed themselves to an agonizing
It's too
death.
far away.
So says the shadow of Xavius. Be
How to do
still,
this? I'm gonna just
I will
pop
heal
this.
you shortly.
Might as well, right? And that is an ability that you should be using to interrupt multiple targets like that if you can. If you are an elf, you should use the fact that you're an elf. Dun, dun. My computer turned off for some reason, so I can't see the chat. So if anyone's talking, then I can't see you. I think we can just skip this pack. Last time we just killed everything because I just charged everything, but I don't think that we actually need to. Pretty sure that we should kill these. This is not the kind of pack that I want on my butt. Oh, so I actually haven't really explained how most of my hotkeys work. I just explained that they do work. So basically, all the stuff up here is pretty obvious. This is mouse scrolling, these two.
I need a
These
target.
buttons here, everything from 6 to this, are all on mouse clicks. So it basically goes back click, forward click, center click, and then it's shift for all of those, and then it's control center click for the last one. So the reason that I have it set up that way, these are control back and control forward. You'll note that control back isn't currently bound because I took it off. Now, I haven't actually had reason to find all of my keys that I have set right now. So I don't know. It seems like they've consolidated a lot of abilities together. When I was playing on Korgrick, I found that I really did not have. I should have attacked these. These aren't necessary, but that's fine. Silence him. Oh shit! So somebody pulled these, and I'm disoriented. I see something that looks kind of like what I don't want to see. And I'm gonna die. Ah! Or maybe not. I'm fine. Okay. You kept me out. Mistakes were made. I did not use Metamorphosis, which is something that I definitely should have done. I probably should have done that relatively early, and I didn't use it at all. In addition, I generally just suck at life, so I don't have that. So I don't have a ranged silence for another 2 seconds, so
It's too far away.
there's nothing I can do about him that won't, like, aggro something else. God damn it. I guess I should have actually... these. So hopefully nobody goes over there.
I need to get closer.
So, the thing about, like, Demon Hunter CC is that it's on very, very long cooldowns. So you have to be very careful with how you use these signals. But yeah, the reason that that happened is because the other demon hunter walked into melee range with that guy, which pulled all the units. The aggro radius, the communal aggro radius is shorter range, or sorry, is longer range than the aggro radius for like just walking right up to somebody. So by moving to that character, what happened is that everybody behind them said, "Oh, hey, there's a guy here to kill," and aggroed onto him. So when you do have a ranged spellcaster like that, if you can't interrupt them from range, don't go melee them. Not until you've cleared the rest of the pack. Either someone else who has a ranged interrupt will interrupt them, or they will not. But if you go into melee, then all you're doing is, like, wiping your team. If this content was actually difficult, we would have wiped there. If Ash was tanking and not me, it would have been very smooth. Shit. That was a terrible, terrible charge.
I will bleed the nightmare from you.
So, yeah, a lot of stuff is you just gotta do it properly. Oh, her name's a Loon. I thought it was a Lune. Oopsie.
Great restorative powers, Druid, but I will rip you all apart in the end. I will bleed the nightmare from
So,
you.
I think that if he doesn't have a valid charge target, he actually knocks the tank back and then charges the tank. I'm not positive, but that seems to be what's going on there. Either that, or it's just a mechanic that he does occasionally.
The strangest nightmare. Luke, savor it and pray you do not face me next. They will be more than prepared. For your true power rests in the nightmare. Silence, weakling. When you open your mouth again, it will be to cry.
Do you want him to be silent, or do you want him to cry for mercy? Not entirely clear here. Just did a bunch of unnecessary damage. Let's go ahead and pull them in. Her.
I'm out of range.
Okay. Shit. Slowly through the edges, death comes for them all, and then they'll die. Okay. And I don't see any. I don't see any reason I can't just like pull these with me. Except that those guys are going to stay too far away and not be there as long.
Closer.
Oh, got these. We're fine. Chaos control. Blow that. Okay, maybe don't stand in the death. Huh? Oops. So, the reason that I pulled this pair of groups is that I just wanted to skip that other group that just circles around. So, I succeeded in doing that. Whee! Okay, and we're just going to aggro these. And we have more nightmare dwellers over here. Go ahead and grab this one. Now, a fear effect is a really big deal, so I think I'm going to pull this thing. Because I do not want to be put in a position where I'm feared during a boss fight. The bosses don't really hit that hard. You're really more likely to run into trouble by pulling too many ads and stuff like that. But you do want to make an attempt to make your life easier than it would be otherwise. Pop up things. Now with this with the strangling roots thing, I'm not really sure how I'm meant to handle it. I don't know whether you're supposed to fight them or not, really. Like whether you're supposed to destroy them or not.
It's too far away. I need to get closer.
So I blew several cooldowns there. I didn't need to blow that many for that, but I did anyway. And the other thing is that it's important to never put yourself in a position where you don't have any stacks of this to utilize, but at the same time you also want to make sure that you never have 2 stacks, because if you have 2 stacks you're just kind of wasting them because the cooldown isn't coming up while it's like that. So I made a mistake there overutilizing that cooldown, and then I took a bunch of damage that I didn't need to because I didn't have a cooldown to blow for that.
An empty threat. You hold no sway over this realm, Nightmare Lord. Bold words for a prisoner. Even an echo of my power was enough to overwhelm you.
Even an echo of my power was enough to overwhelm you. You are easily overwhelmed.
Need to get closer.
Okay, so there's an orb thing that he throws on the ground. There's a blood assault thing that he does. I'm trying to keep an eye on what the actual. Whoa, okay, so that's got a really wide AoE. Interesting. And when he dies, he creates these. Good. So now I understand where these guys came from last time. Okay, easy enough. So don't walk on the eggs. You walked on the eggs like this. Okay, so we're gonna get all the hate spawn slime. So now we have to fight this guy while recognizing that he's occasionally going to make our lives a little bit more difficult. Okay. Oh my god! I didn't realize that! I think I can utilize my double jump to change the orientation of a fall. I might be able to not use a charge. I'll have to check this later. But I might be able to change the direction of a jump just by double jumping after somebody knocks me back. And if that's the case, that would be really, really good. Okay, I'm just gonna blow my load here. Breath of Corruption. Did he just, like, walk straight into those? Because I kind of feel like he just walked straight into those. Okay. So, how many... Add stats to begin with. Won't like any. I also don't know whether I should have Immolation up at all times or not. Okay, so good to know, and that reduces my armor, which is a very bad thing. Damn it. People, it's not that hard to press forward. So he uses that ability in like just sort of a really narrow cone, and he doesn't change the orientation on it, so it's actually reasonably easy as a tank to just dodge to the side of it. And I was kind of just doing it accidentally before. So... Zoom, zoom, zoom. And he's using his constellation because I interrupted his Shadow Bolt. And that's the thing, is that you have to pick and choose what you're gonna do, and sometimes they have these spammable nukes that don't really do a lot, and then they have something much more interesting that you really should be interrupting that you don't interrupt because you interrupted something else instead. So sometimes you just miss your interrupt because you're a noob.
I'm out of range.
So that was done. Whee! But yeah, I really do very much enjoy the way that the Demon Hunter plays. It's a very cool class, and like, I'm glad that they added it because honestly, it's very difficult for me to play Korvik right now because while it's kind of cool that they added a melee hunter spec, they basically turned survival into a melee spec again because it was originally a melee spec in vanilla. So they turned that into the melee spec, and that's kind of cool. I like the idea that they've, you know, gone back to like super old school, you know, even if they basically introduced something where it's like, well, you know, did you really need a melee spec for Hunter? Debatable. But in the process, they took away survival, and though Chomper is a very important part of Korvik, like, it's sort of like a defining aspect of the character, I have not been able to play Beast Mastery since they changed Beast Mastery to be reliant on things like Kill Command for damage and be heavily reliant on your pet actually being in melee range. Because one of the things about hunters that's so important is that a hunter can just swap DPS to a new target very quickly, very easily. They very quickly can bring down ads and things like that. They can't do that if they rely on their pet to be in melee, because it takes forever for an alligator to waddle over to the boss. It's basically as if you have a melee. Now, the pet does have a blink, right? So it can ostensibly get there a bit faster. But what you'll find is that you end up with really weird and, I don't know, it feels very clunky anytime you need to swap targets. And because it feels so clunky whenever I need to swap targets, I found that I can't really play with Beast Mastery. And leveling as Beast Mastery tends to be inefficient because because again, you have to wait for the pet to actually get into melee range, which is slow. it's very
Well-earned
easy
victory.
to level as Beast
We must,
Mastery,
however, stay vigilant.
but it's not
Deep inside the nightmare,
fast.
Xavius remains unvanquished.
It's not
The
effective.
enemy you fought here was merely his shadow.
So, anyway, so that's just what I thought. So I don't really like Beast Mastery, and Marks I really have never enjoyed. So there's never been a time where the Marks spec was a spec that I enjoyed. So I've somewhat retired Core Grid for now. Now, I could try learning the melee spec, but
I need to get
it
closer.
feels wrong to play a class that can be ranged DPS and to do melee DPS instead. Because you've never had not enough melee DPS in your raid. You know, you can always use one more person who isn't in cleave range, right? Like, generally speaking, and this isn't 100% true, I know that there are mechanics that are harder for casters, or sorry, that are harder for melee. No, sorry. There are mechanics that are harder for ranged than they are for melee, right? There are fights where the melee basically just gets to sit around and DPS the whole fight, and the ranged are constantly having to, run out and stop DPSing and stuff like that. I'm 100% aware of that. But generally speaking, you want to be ranged if you have the option. And just saying, I'm gonna not be ranged even though I could be with this specific character is odd. And then you have to itemize for it specifically. Now that said, if they went with the dual wield approach instead of going with the polearm approach, I might completely change my tune. If they went with dual wield and I could dual wield mist weapons, then I could basically make Korgrick from EverQuest. And if I could remake my Beast Lord, then, oh yeah, that would be a thing. But as it is, it's a kind of interesting spec. It's basically its own class, which I find interesting, because all of the abilities for survival are completely unique. And it has to be balanced completely individually, with no, I am actually really surprised that they did it, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to add survival as a melee spec, because of the fact that they had to add in a bunch of abilities that never existed before. I mean, Mongoose Bite did not behave like it does here. It behaved like Revenge did, and it was terrible. God, Mongoose Bite was bad. Raptor Strike was bad. All the abilities they had. Oh my god, Lacerate. So, the 31-point talent, like the highest tier talent that you could get for a survival hunter, was Lacerate. Okay, and Lacerate is now like a default ability that you get. But Lacerate basically gave you Rend, only weaker. And Rend at the time was one of the worst abilities in the game. Like, Rend did no damage. So, you had a really weak ability, and then you made a weaker version of it, and that weaker version of it was what you utilized. It was bad. Because back then, bleeds and things like that did not actually scale at all. So if you had a better weapon, your bleed was still doing the same amount of damage. If you had, nothing you did could improve the amount of damage that a Rend did. If I recall correctly. I'm pretty sure that that's the case. That at any given level it did, oh my god, look at all this stuff. So, before we end, I'm going to clean up my bags to get things oriented. Everything in these two bags is actual vendor trash. Like, it's all gray. So, we're going to go ahead and sell this stuff and see how much money we make. Wow, some of these are worth 70 something? Wow. Vendor trash started getting a bit out of control. Okay, well, I didn't actually check what I had before we started, but I can always rewind the tape and take a look later. But that's going to be it for today. I'm going to get to work on another one of these articles, I think. So thank you everyone for watching. It has been a pleasure to stream for you today. I'm going to try to do more of this and a bit more of... I'm going to do Dark Souls 2 sometime soon. And at some point when I'm feeling very excited, I'm going to go back into Baldur's Gate and see what I can do there. I might actually start doing some research into that today. It might, because that fight actually will not necessarily be that bad. It's not that hard, honestly. It's going to be easier than the dragon fight, I think. And I don't know for sure, but I might be able to polymorph some of the lesser demons. And if I can polymorph some of the lesser demons, then I can just use a Malison and wipe those guys out. Anyway, that's something to worry about at a later time. So thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you all again next time.